Hello, how good are you at managing money? This video, I'm sharing lessons from the book Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki, and I've been at this for a while. This is video number 42. So if learning how to manage your money is a good idea, please join me. Hello, welcome to Take a Step to a Better You. On this channel, I share YouTube tips, business tips, earning money online tips, motivation, asking you to take a step to make your life better, and also books, great books like this one, Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki, where we learn how to manage money and sometimes even how to make it. And this is video number 42. So, if that sounds good, please consider subscribing. My name is Sherifa Nakalema. I'm a business owner here in Virginia, USA. And for those of you who are returning viewers, appreciate you very much. Please, we have a new goal here of having 50 likes on a video before a new one comes. I'm here daily, and at this point, I can share the schedule. The schedule on this channel, which is daily, 11 a.m. USA Eastern Time. I know it's the time different for all of you who are watching me. Please check your local listings. When you search Google, search for 11 a.m. USA Eastern Time. USA has different zones, so check for Eastern. I'm in Virginia, USA, Eastern Time. 11 a.m. That's books every day, and then on Friday it becomes a live. On Friday we don't do books, we just come. I come live, so come set some smart goals for yourself. Any topic, I discuss so many things on that live, and then but on Thursdays and on Sundays it changes. 11, I have two videos. I finish the books and then another one comes. If it's Thursday, it's going to be about YouTube tips or business tips, YouTube tips, business tips. But when it's Sunday, it's going to be motivation, and that's when I talk to you and ask you to take a step to make your life better. So this is video number 2. Please like it, like if you're, for you who just seeing me for the first time, please like later, but you could like now if you feel like this is something good. You could like the video, but for those of you who are returning, please like now before we get forgetful about it, and then later add the comment after we finish the lesson. I'll share at the end for the new ones how you get the book audio free for 1 month, and also how you could buy it and have a physical copy, and also how you get to all those videos we finished. This is number 42, so or how do you get to all the 41 at the end? So in number 42, the current video, we are on lesson 6. The book has 6 lessons. We are on lesson 6. The title is of the lesson: Work to learn, don't work for money. And when you see me reading, that's something from the book. So I try to get it down here so it's faster to record. So lesson 6, work to learn and don't work for money. But before we get to the lessons, I always have to review, to remind everyone who Robert Kiyosaki is and why he named the book Rich Dad Poor Dad. And I do this because of the few people who just learned on this video for the first time and they haven't seen me before. So Robert Kiyosaki, the one who wrote the book, is a self-made millionaire. He's an entrepreneur, he's an educator, and investor with a mission to elevate the financial well-being of humanity, starting with one life and one person at a time. He's doing a good job of that, especially using this book. He has so many books. And why? Why call it Rich Dad Poor Dad? Because of his 2 dads. The one who raised him, the one who is his real dad, his father, who was a very well-educated man, very intelligent, with his education level of PhD, and he was the superintendent of education, but he died broke. Then there is the rich one, who is actually his friend Mike's dad. Robert had a friend called Mike, but Mike's dad is the rich one. And he had a unique story because he left school 8th grade. He was 13, but he ended up being one of the wealthiest men in Hawaii. So the lessons that Robert is writing here are mostly from the rich dad, because at some point he chose to learn from the rich dad. Although the poor dad is also mentioned in some areas, then you see how he was comparing the two. but mostly the good ones that we want came from the rich dad. I always go back a little bit to remind you where we ended on 41, because this is 42. Video 41, we ended it when I took notes already. When Robert had written a book, remember he had, for those of you who watched before, he was talking about the importance of learning how to sell. So he had written a book and he gave it the title, If You Want to Be Rich and Happy, Don't Go to School. If you want to be rich and happy, don't go to school. And they argued with him about the title. It's not a good title, but then he said the reason he named it that is because he wanted his book to be to get publicity. Although everyone who knows him is pro-education, only he wants to change the system. He feels like the system is not good, but he is pro-education. But he used that title just to get attention, and he did. So now I'm going to continue to start. We'll continue with 42. Now it's new information. I'm going to read. I'm trying to make this a little bit shorter than usual. Let's see how this one goes. So he says, this is Robert writing, when I graduated from the U.S. Merchant Marine Academy in 1969, my educated dad was happy. Standard Oil of California had hired me for its oil tanker fleet as a third mate. The pay was low compared with what my classmates. The pay was low compared with my classmates, but it was okay for a first job after college. My starting pay was about $42,000 a year. That's good money. That was 1969. I think that was good money. What do you think? So including overtime, he got $42,000, and I only had to work for 7 months. I had 5 months of vacation. If I had wanted to, I could have taken the run to Vietnam with a subsidiary shipping company and easily doubled my pay instead of taking 5 months of vacation. I had a great career ahead of me, yet I resigned after 6 months with the company and joined the Marine Corps to learn how to fly. My educated dad was devastated. Rich dad congratulated me. You see the comparison between the two dads? And in school, he said, in school and in workplace, the popular opinion is the idea of specialization. That is, in order to make more money or get promoted, you need to specialize. That is why medical doctors immediately begin to seek specialty as orthopedics, or pediatrics. The same is true for accountants, architects, lawyers, pilots, and others. My educated dad believed in the same dogma. Educated dad, that's his dad, his real dad. That is why he was thrilled when he eventually achieved his doctorate. He often admitted that schools reward people who study more and more about less and less. Schools reward people who study more and more about less and less. Rich dad encouraged me to do exactly the opposite. You want to know a little about a lot, was his suggestion. That is why for years I worked in different areas of his companies. For a while I worked in his accounting department, although I would probably never have been an accountant. He wanted me to learn via osmosis. Rich dad knew I would pick up jargon and the sense of what is important and what is not. I also worked as a busboy and construction worker, as well as in sales, reservation, and marketing. He was grooming Mike and me. That is why he insisted we sit in one of the meetings with the banker, on the meetings with his bankers, lawyers, accountants, and brokers. He wanted us to know a little about every aspect of his empire. When I quit my high-paying job with Standard Oil, my educated dad had a heart-to-heart talk with me. He was bewildered. He could not understand. my decision to resign from a career that offered high pay, great benefits, lots of time off, and opportunity for promotion. When he asked me one evening, why did you quit? I could not explain it to him, though I tried hard to. My logic did not fit his logic. The big problem was that my logic was my rich daddy's logic. Job security meant everything to my educated dad. Learning meant everything to my rich dad. Educated dad thought I went to school to learn to be a ship's officer. Rich dad knew that I went to school to study international trade. So, as a student, I made cargo runs, navigating large freighters, oil tankers, and passenger ships to the Far East and the South Pacific. Rich dad emphasized that I should stay in the Pacific instead of taking ships to Europe because he knew that the emerging nations were in Asia, not Europe. While most of my classmates, including Mike, were partying at their fraternity houses, I was studying trade. I was studying trade, people, business styles, and cultures in Japan, Taiwan, Thailand, Singapore, Hong Kong, Vietnam, Korea, Tahiti, Samoa, and the Philippines. I was partying also, but it was not in any frat house. I grew up rapidly. Educated dad just could not understand why I decided to quit and join the Marine Corps. I told him I wanted to learn to fly, but really I wanted to learn to lead troops. Rich dad explained to me that the hardest part of running a company is managing people. He had spent 3 years in the army. My educated dad was draft exempt. Rich dad valued learning to lead men into dangerous situations. Leadership, by the way, I'm ending. Leadership is what you need to learn next, he said. If you are not a good leader, you'll get shot in the back, just like they do in business. I think he's so right. If you learn how to manage people, you'll go a long way. If you don't know how to manage people, no, it won't work. You can't run an organization if you don't know how to manage people. So that's the end of the reading, but he has a note. He has one note for you. It's a very short one. And it says, you want to know a little about a lot, was Rich Daddy's suggestion. You want to know a little about a lot. And I think I want to say something about that because I've said it before that you need, if you're going to run a business or anything large, you have to have an idea. You have to have the basic concepts. Remember, he said that what's important is you have to know some accounting, investing, marketing, and law. But what I would suggest, it's just me and my little experience, when you are dealing with accounting, you don't have to go get books and learn like real accounting, but learn the basics. Learn what profit means, what loss means, what asset means, what liability means, what revenue, expense, those simple terms, asset, liability, so that you can meet your accountant and talk. You can learn how to read the income statement. You can say when they say bottom line, okay, you have a loss, a profit, you can really understand. When they do those figures, although you don't know how they really do them, but when they show you, get someone trust, so they give you the real figures. When you read the numbers, you understand what is good and what is not good. And then as far as investing, remember I said 4 areas? Investing, you need to know about how money makes money. I mean, you're going to deal to see how you're going to make money. Then marketing, that's like what he was arguing with that lady who didn't want to learn how to sell. You have to know the markets and how they work, the demand and supply. And then as far as the law, the basics of even having a business where you are, how to just study how everything the laws, and including the payroll, when you have employees, payroll taxes, licensing, the taxes, the implication. So the basics. So what he's saying, learn a little about all of it, but then when it comes to the real doing, then have the experts do it. Let the experts handle the law. When someone is suing you, you better hire a lawyer. Don't handle it yourself. And then for the accountant, for the taxes, they do that. They do the payroll for you. But have an idea of what it is, what these things mean. I think I agree completely with that. And don't be scared. Just learn slowly, slowly, slowly. With time, you'll be okay. I love business, so I encourage you to do that. And online is so easy. The online version of business is much, much easier. So that's the message today. Please leave a comment. What do you think about all this? What do you think about the whole thing of reading books, what I'm doing? Because I'm about to start another. I think I decided I'll start another one. Before I was saying you have to have at least 50. I'll continue with the second one. I'll see. We'll see by that time. And okay, leave a comment, please share, invite more people. This is good information. For those of you who are new, you can get this book audio version. I have a linked a pinned comment. I pin a comment on top of all the comments of video. It's up there. It has you click on the link. It takes you through my website. I'm honestsoul.com. But it's actually, I have a page that's just Amazon. I'm an Amazon associate. Amazon products. It has now, to get to this, choose the podcast and Audible. And when you get to Amazon Audible, please choose Audible Premium Plus. That's where you find this book. You search for Rich Dad Poor Dad. And they'll give you free for 1 month to listen. If you want to continue to listen to others, then you have to pay like $14.95. But they have the regular catalog. It's also there. It's free also. That one is I think $7.95 if you choose to continue. The other books, but this is a premium book. Okay, and as far as those other videos, the one we finished, this is, remember, number 42. So all the way from number 1 since I started, it's just one click. In that same pinned comment, there are 2 comments there are 2 links in the pinned comment. One is taking to Amazon. One is taking to all the playlists. I call it lessons from Robert Kiyosaki. I also, at the end of this video, when it ends, you see there's a link also to take you to those lessons. You click one time, they all play. You can skip through. It's up to you what you want to listen to. But that's what we've covered. And please share, especially young people. Give them this book. I mean, the physical book if you want, but I think they may just like to listen to these. Because if you have a notebook, you just pick up the lessons as we keep going. And you start take action. Take action. This is practical information. So please leave a comment, share, like. Did you like already? Hopefully. How many do we have? How many likes? You are the first, especially the first people who come when it premieres. Please like and leave a comment immediately so you let YouTube know that you have a good message here. Thank you for your support. Like I always end them, take very good care of yourself. Take very good care of your family. Take very good care of your health. Take a step to better you. Bye-bye.